You've been told to hustle, to chase, fight for what you want as if your life depends on it. But what if the very act of chasing is what's pushing it all away? Most people live in a constant state of tension, tight shoulders, a restless mind, gripping their goals so hard they forget how to breathe. The ancient Stoics saw this clearly. They discovered that frantic effort doesn't create power. Calm alignment does. Marcus Aurelius, the most powerful man in the Roman Empire, wrote in his private journal, "Confine yourself to the present." He understood something most people still miss. When you stop fighting the current of life and start moving with it, things begin to open. Not because you forced them, but because you were finally ready to receive. The Stoics were not passive dreamers. They were warriors of discipline and wisdom. Think of water. It doesn't argue with the rocks in its path. It doesn't panic. It flows around them, over them, through them, and over time, it reshapes the entire landscape. That is the power of relaxed intention, holding your desires without desperation, acting with clarity, not anxiety. Here's the truth most people never hear. The tighter you cling to outcomes, the more resistance you create. Anxiety blocks perception. Desperation blinds opportunity. But when you release the tension and trust the process while staying grounded in action, you become magnetic. You start noticing doors that were always there. You attract the right people at the right time with the right opportunities, not through force, through calm confidence. In this video, you'll learn 9 powerful Stoic rules that will completely change how you approach manifestation, success, and desire. These are not fantasies or modern shortcuts. They are practical principles that have been tested across centuries. Each rule will help you release the internal resistance that's been blocking what you want and step into a state where progress feels natural instead of forced. Welcome to Stoic Philosophy Daily, where your story matters. Share your experience or your biggest struggle below. Every comment you leave is a gift. Here, your voice matters. We read with care, answer with heart, and treat your journey as part of our own. This is more than a channel. It's a circle of strength. If this resonates, type this in the comments to anchor it within you. When I relax, life flows to me. Like the video, subscribe, and stay with us. Do not skip ahead. 1. The Art of Detached Desire. Here's the paradox most people never escape. The more tightly you chase something, the faster it slips away. Whether it is love, success, or peace, grip too hard and you crush it. But what if the real secret to attracting what you want is letting go of needing it? Epictetus, once enslaved and later a master of philosophy, said, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." He understood what modern psychology is only now rediscovering. The moment you need something to feel whole, you have already given away your power. That neediness becomes a signal of lack, and lack repels. Think of the people who seem to attract what they want effortlessly. They do not beg. They do not obsess. They move with calm clarity. Their desire is like a warm fire, steady rather than frantic. They hold it lightly, like a butterfly resting in the palm. If it stays, it is beautiful. If it flies away, they remain whole. This is the Stoic art of preferred indifference. You can prefer success, love, and abundance, yet your peace is not held hostage by any of it. You act, you show up fully, but your identity does not collapse if the outcome never arrives. This is not detachment from life, it is mastery of self. Try this. Hold your deepest desire in mind for a moment, then breathe and say, "I would love for this to happen, and I am okay if it does not." Feel the pressure loosen. Notice how space opens inside you. You shift from need to magnetism. This is not giving up. This is growing up. The freer your spirit becomes from desperation, the closer life moves to reward you. Not because you demand it, but because you no longer chase with fear. You choose desire with calmness rather than desperation. At Stoic Daily, we believe calm desire is stronger than anxious effort. Drop that line in the comments if it resonates with you. What is one thing you will hold lightly this week without chasing? 2. Present moment magnetism. Most people search for power in the wrong place. Their body is here, but their mind is trapped in a future that has not arrived or a past that can never be fixed. The Stoics saw this clearly. Power does not live in tomorrow. It does not hide in yesterday. It exists only here, only now. Seneca wrote, "True happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future." This was not poetry, it was an instruction. When your attention fully returns to the present moment, something shifts, your mind quiets, your senses sharpen, and suddenly, you begin to notice what was always there. The comment you would have ignored, the invitation you would have missed, the subtle opportunity that only appears to a focused mind. Presence is not just awareness, it is energy. When you are fully here, you are no longer leaking energy into regret or anxiety. You are operating from your purest state. That energy is calm, grounded, and unmistakably magnetic. Think of the most compelling people you know. They are not rushed, they are not scattered. When they speak with you, you feel seen. When they listen, time seems to slow. That is not charisma, that is presence. Here is the paradox most people miss. The moment you stop living for the future, you begin creating a better one. The moment you stop trying to escape now becomes the foundation for everything you want. Opportunities do not live in someday. They appear only to awareness today. Try this. Throughout your day, notice when your mind drifts into what if or if only. Instead of following the thought, return to your breath. Feel your feet on the ground. Name 3 things you can see or hear right now. At first, your mind will resist. It will feel restless, almost uncomfortable. That discomfort is the release of stored anxiety. Stay with it. As you practice, you will feel calmer, clearer, and more alert. You will respond instead of rushing. You will notice more, miss less, and act with quiet confidence. Ask yourself, what doors have I missed because I was never truly here? At Stoic Philosophy Daily, we believe the present moment is not just where you exist, it is where you truly are. It is where you create. Drop this in the comments if it resonates with you. I create from presence, not from waiting. 3. The wisdom of accepted resistance. Resistance is not a surprise. It is the price of moving forward. Every meaningful path will meet friction, delay, rejection, and obstacles. What separates those who grow from those who stay stuck is not what they face, but how they interpret the barriers that stand in their way. Marcus Aurelius lived through plagues, war, betrayal, and loss. Yet he wrote with calm precision, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This was not poetry meant to comfort, it was a manual for strength. He understood that resistance is not an enemy to be defeated, but rather material to work with. Most people meet an obstacle and immediately assume something has gone wrong. They personalize it. They see delay as rejection, difficulty as failure, and resistance as proof they should stop. That interpretation drains energy. But when you accept resistance instead of resenting it, everything shifts. You stop arguing with reality and start learning how to move through it. Think of resistance like weight on a barbell. The weight is not there to harm you, it is there to shape you. Without it, nothing grows stronger. Every obstacle is asking one question: are you becoming the person who can carry what you're asking for? When you stop fighting the weight and start lifting it with intention, strength follows. Try this. The next time something doesn't go according to your plan, pause before reacting. Notice the impulse to label it as bad or unfair. Instead, Ask quietly, what is this training me to handle? What skill, patience, or perspective is being built right now? At first, your mind will resist this reframing. That discomfort is the old habit of resentment, loosening its grip. Stay with it. As you practice, frustration turns into clarity, and delay turns into direction. You begin responding instead of reacting. You conserve energy instead of wasting it on complaints. You will start to notice something powerful. The same obstacles that once drained you now sharpen you. The detours that felt like setbacks quietly lead you somewhere stronger than your original plan. Sometimes the delay is protection. Sometimes the closed door is discipline. Sometimes the no clears the path for a much larger yes. At Stoic Daily, we believe resistance is not here to break you. It is here to build you. Drop this in the comments if you're ready to grow through difficulty, not collapse under it. I grow stronger through resistance, not weaker. 4. Reclaim your inner authority. Here is the quiet truth that changes everything. You have been outsourcing your power. Every time your mood waits on approval, every time your confidence waits on results, you hand your inner authority to the world. The Stoics saw that manifestation does not begin with circumstances changing. It starts the moment you stop letting circumstances rule your inner state. Epictetus said it plainly. No one can hurt you without your permission. This is not about pretending things do not matter. It is about knowing where your command center lives. Each time you tell yourself, I will be happy when, or I will feel successful once, you give the keys to your peace away. That trade is exhausting. Your emotions rise and fall in line with your opinions. Your worth fluctuates with numbers. You become reactive, not sovereign. Reclaiming inner authority flips that equation. You recognize that peace, joy, and self-respect are internal decisions. Outcomes still matter, but they no longer decide who you are. This shift removes the signal of lack. When you stop needing validation to feel whole, your actions become cleaner, calmer, and more precise. You choose from confidence, not fear. You show up without performance. You take bolder risks because your security is not at stake. Try this today before checking messages, opening social media, or looking at your bank balance. Pause. Ask yourself, how do I choose to feel right now, regardless of circumstances? At first, your mind may resist. That resistance is the habit of dependence breaking. Stay with the choice. Notice how steadiness replaces urgency. Notice how decisions improve when your worth is not being negotiated. Ask yourself, what would change if nothing outside me had the authority to decide my inner state? When your inner authority is intact, people feel it. Opportunities tend to gravitate toward those who are not chasing approval. Success tends to gravitate toward those who do not need it to feel valuable. The outer world mirrors the inner posture you hold, not the words you repeat. At Stoic Daily, we believe that absolute power begins within and radiates outward. Drop this in the comments to anchor it. I am the author of my own experience. What will you stop outsourcing today? 5. The art of strategic non-action. Here is a truth that feels uncomfortable in a world addicted to movement. Sometimes the most powerful move is not another action, but the wisdom to pause. The Stoics understood a distinction our culture has almost forgotten. There is a difference between being busy and being effective, between motion and real progress, between acting from clarity and acting from anxiety. Much of what people call taking action is fear wearing a productive mask. We rush because stillness exposes doubt. We push because stopping feels like losing control. But a frantic effort rarely creates alignment. It often repels the very outcome we want, draining energy into noise instead of direction. Lassie, whose philosophy profoundly influenced Stoic thought, taught, The sage does not attempt anything huge and thus achieves greatness. This is not about shrinking your vision. It is about knowing when less effort produces more results. When you have planted the seed, constant digging does not help it grow. It suffocates it. Strategic non-action is not laziness. It is a restraint guided by trust. It is stepping back after you have done what is yours to do and allowing time, conditions, and reality to respond. Like a master chess player, you do not move to feel in control. You wait, you observe, you let others rush into mistakes while you preserve position and clarity. Patience becomes leverage. Restraint becomes strategy. Try this. This week, take note of the moments when you feel pressured to act to ease discomfort. Pause instead. Say, "I don't know yet," when you don't. Wait when waiting feels honest. At first, this will feel uneasy. Your mind will want to interfere. That tension is the habit of forced control loosening. Stay still. Notice how space opens. Notice how solutions emerge without strain. Ask yourself, what if my waiting is not a weakness, but preparation? When you stop exhausting yourself with busy work, intuition sharpens, timing improves, action becomes precise instead of frantic. Sometimes, the universe doesn't need your push. It needs room to work. And your strength is knowing when to step aside. At Stoic Daily, we believe that wisdom lies in knowing when to act and when to wait. Drop this in the comments if it resonates with you. I trust stillness as much as action. Where might doing less create more this week? 6. The strength of emotional sovereignty. Here is a realization that changes everything once it truly lands. Your emotions are not attacking you from the outside. They are being generated within you. The moment you see this clearly, you stop being a victim of mood and circumstance and start becoming the author of your inner world. Most people live as if their emotional state belongs to everyone else. A comment ruins their day. A setback defines their worth. A delay steals their peace. Seneca warned, "Every new thing excites the mind, but a mind that seeks the truth turns from the new and unknown to the eternal and divine." In other words, reactions are not fate, they are habits. And habits can be retrained. Think of two people facing the same rejection or financial loss. One collapses and stays there. The other feels the sting, reflects on it, and uses that energy to build something more substantial. The circumstances are identical. The outcome is not. The difference is emotional sovereignty. One lets emotion take the wheel. The other keeps their hands on it. Emotional sovereignty does not mean shutting feelings down. It means allowing them to pass through without letting them hijack your direction. You feel anger without becoming reckless. You experience sadness without getting swept up in it. You acknowledge fear without freezing. Emotions become information and fuel, not commands. This is where real manifesting power is born, because emotion is a form of creative energy, and you decide how it is utilized. Try this. The next time a strong emotion rises, pause before acting. Name it quietly. Ask yourself, what is this emotion trying to show me? What would happen if I used this energy constructively instead of reacting? Decide how long you will sit with it, then choose your response deliberately. Initially, this may feel unnatural. Your mind is used to surrendering control. That discomfort is the shift into mastery. Over time, you will notice more calm, sharper judgment, and fewer regrets. Ask yourself, how much of my life has been shaped by emotions I never questioned? When you can choose steadiness in chaos, you attract steadier outcomes. When you can access joy without permission from circumstances, you magnetize experiences that match it. Mastery of emotion is mastery of direction. At Stoic Daily, we believe emotions exist to inform you, not rule you. Drop this in the comments if you're stepping into that power. My emotions exist, but they do not control me.
7. The philosophy of enough.
The world trains you to feel incomplete. More money, more recognition, more achievement, and then you'll finally feel whole. The Stoics uncovered a dangerous illusion in this type of thinking. The sense of enough has nothing to do with accumulation. It is about a relationship. How you relate to what you already have determines whether you live in abundance or lack. Seneca, one of the wealthiest men in Rome, wrote with brutal clarity, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, who is poor." This was not theory from the sidelines. It came from someone who had tasted success and realized that hunger, not circumstance, is what keeps a person feeling empty. The philosophy of enough is not about shrinking your life or abandoning ambition. It is about removing the lie that happiness lives somewhere in the future. The feeling you think will arrive when you achieve your next goal is already available right now. Most people never feel it because they postpone it, telling themselves they will allow peace only after success gives permission. Here is the paradox. The moment you genuinely feel that you have enough, desperation dissolves. And when desperation disappears, abundance begins to flow. You stop grasping, you stop chasing, you act from steadiness instead of lack. Think of the people who feel most magnetic to be around. They are not obsessed with what they are missing. They move through life grounded, grateful, and open, while still growing. That contentment is not complacency. It is confidence. From this point, your goals take on a different tone. You pursue them out of curiosity rather than fear. From excitement instead of anxiety, you become selective, patient, and precise. Try this tonight before sleep. Take inventory, not of what you want next, but of what already sustains you. Your health, your relationships, your skills, the opportunities you have been given. At first, your mind may resist, pointing back to what is missing. Stay with the inventory. That resistance is the habit of scarcity loosening. As gratitude settles in, your nervous system begins to soften. You rest more deeply. You wake clearer. Ask yourself, how would I move differently tomorrow if I genuinely believed I was already enough? At Stoic Daily, we believe abundance begins the moment you stop arguing with what you already have. Drop this in the comments if you are ready to receive instead of chase. I am enough, and I attract from that place.
8. The courage of authentic expression.
One of the most invisible blocks to creating the life you want is this: you are living a version of yourself that is not entirely yours. Every time you adjust your voice to be accepted, every time you hide what you honestly think or feel, you create friction inside. That friction becomes resistance, and resistance slows everything you are trying to call into your life. The Stoics understood that freedom begins when you stop being influenced by other people's opinions. Marcus Aurelius often reminded himself how much trouble is avoided when you stop measuring your life by what others say or do. When your attention is constantly outward, your energy scatters. When your expression is filtered, your direction blurs. Manifestation weakens because the signal you are sending is confused. Living inauthentically is like giving life the wrong address. You claim to want fulfillment, but you present yourself as someone else. How can the right opportunities recognize you if you are hiding behind a role? Authentic expression is not about being loud, careless, or confrontational. It is about alignment. Speaking honestly with respect and choosing paths that genuinely excite you, rather than ones that merely look impressive. Acting from values instead of expectations. Here is the paradox. The moment you stop trying to please everyone, you begin attracting the people and opportunities meant for you. What does not align quietly falls away. That is not a loss. That is refinement. Some people will not understand your choices. Some paths will close. Some goals you once chased will no longer fit who you are becoming. This can feel uncomfortable at first, That discomfort is not danger. It is liberation taking shape. Try this today. In one conversation, say what you actually feel instead of what feels safe. In one decision, choose what you truly want instead of what you think you should wish to. Notice the shift inside your body when you do. At first, fear may rise. That fear is the old habit of approval, loosening its grip. Stay present. As you practice, your energy becomes clearer, your choices cleaner, and your life more responsive. Ask yourself, what might finally reach me if I stopped pretending to be someone else? Your authentic self is not a risk, it is your greatest asset. Everything meant for you is drawn to who you truly are, not the version of you trying to fit in. At Stoic Daily, we believe truth spoken calmly creates unstoppable momentum. Drop this in the comments if you are ready to live unfiltered. I choose authenticity over approval. What truth will you stop hiding today? 9. Trust in divine timing. There is one lesson that crowns all the others: learning to trust timing. Not your timing, life's timing. The Stoics understood that struggle often comes not from what happens, but from when we believe it should have happened. When you demand that life move on your schedule, impatience turns into resistance, and resistance slows everything down. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, "Accept the things to which fate binds you and love the people with whom fate brings you together." This was not unquestioning optimism. It was disciplined trust in a rational order larger than personal desire. The Stoics believed that the universe unfolds with purpose, even when that purpose is invisible from one's current perspective. Your impatience is often the hidden enemy of manifestation. When you fixate on one outcome, one form, one timeline, you overlook what is quietly preparing itself for you. You reject good things because they do not match the picture in your head. But when you trust timing, you soften, you stop forcing, you begin moving with a rhythm wiser than your own plans. Delays stop feeling like punishment and start revealing themselves as protection or preparation. Look back at your life honestly. The moments that shaped you most rarely arrived when you expected them. The best opportunities often came through detours, surprises, and paths you never planned to walk. This does not mean you stop acting or abandon goals. It means you hold your goals lightly while acting with dedication. You do your part entirely, then release the outcome with grace. Try this. The next time frustration rises because something is not happening fast enough, pause. Ask yourself, who am I becoming while I wait? What strength, patience, or clarity is being built right now? At first, surrender will feel like weakness. That discomfort is the ego losing its grip on control. Stay with it. As trust grows, anxiety eases, presence deepens, and you begin noticing the quiet alignment already happening around you. True manifestation is not about forcing life to give you what you want. It is about becoming the person who can receive what is meant for you. When you live these principles, detached desire, present awareness, acceptance of resistance, inner authority, strategic non-action, gratitude, emotional sovereignty, enoughness, authentic expression, and trust in timing, you stop fighting life and start flowing with it. The Stoics knew peace was never the absence of challenge, it was the presence of wisdom, and wisdom, applied consistently, creates the conditions for everything good to arrive in its own time. At Stoic Daily, we believe what is meant for you cannot miss you. Drop this in the comments if you are ready to trust the unfolding. I trust timing, and I am becoming ready. When you stop forcing, life begins flowing. Wisdom only becomes power when it is lived, not admired. Applied day after day, it quietly reshapes your inner world, and from there, everything else begins to fall into place. This is the truth the Stoics lived by. You do not chase what is meant for you, you prepare yourself to receive it. Your manifestations are not delayed, They are already in motion. Your only responsibility now is to stop tightening your grip. Relax your mind. Trust the process. Become the kind of person who can welcome what is arriving without fear, desperation, or doubt. When you stop forcing life, life stops resisting you. At Stoic Philosophy Daily, we believe peace is not found by controlling everything, but by aligning with what you can control and releasing the rest. This is how strength becomes calm. This is how patience becomes power. This is how wisdom turns into a way of living, not just a way of thinking. If this journey spoke to you, take a moment now. Anchor it. Comment below. I relax, I trust, and I receive. Share this message with someone who needs to hear it, and subscribe to continue walking this path with us. We move forward together, grounded, clear, and ready for what comes next. Stay stoic, stay strong, stay open.
If you're seeking more, discover the full path on my channel.
Stoic Philosophy Daily.